Hi all. Good morning. Welcome to our weekly read and discuss session. We are reading the book Drawing Solutions by Patty Dobrowolski. We are on page 40. Take a closer look. Look at the current reality side of your snapshot map. Try to take in all the aspect of your current reality from a different perspective. One layer down. Go back and bring into your map the unsaid from the previous chapter. Is there an underlying pattern in what you have already written and drawn? Add some of your unsets, your own reality. Can you identify anything that has been getting in your way of making changes in the world? What obstacles or behaviors have you encountered? Here are some examples of how this might look. Thought, uh, I just quit this job. How can I quit already? Feeling guilt. I've got a family to feed. I can't start my own business. Feeling fear. No matter how much I exercise, I never lose weight. Lack of conviction. There are often beliefs or behaviors that block us from making changes. Can you identify any current changes that may be acting as an obstacle in your life? If so, take a minute now to capture them on your map.
Wendy. Wendy, can you mute the phone?
I sometimes draw a few rock-like shapes around these
Sorry
obstacles.
about that.
Yeah, Wendy, in the future, if you mute your,
I don't know why it rang. I don't know why it's.
that's fine. In the future, if you mute your line, we won't hear it.
Yeah, shouldn't. It muted. I don't know
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Never mind. Okay, so if you don't have enough room to write words, draw a few more symbols. How does the current reality side of your map look like? It is probably a little messy. Relax your focus. What patterns do you see there? By allowing patterns to emerge, we warm up parts of our brain that generate deeper insight into our lives. This capitalizes on the visual processing aspect that Dan Groom described in the back of the napkin. Without judgment, look at all the words and images on the side of your map. What do you see there? Suspend your left brain criticism. Know that voice that is still stuck on how childlike your drawing look and get curious about what you have created. What jumps out at you from the current reality? Any surprises? What looks familiar? What patterns do you see? Do particular images have a lot of energy or feeling for you? What things in your current reality are you doing well right now? Circle on or draw a star next to things that seem to form pattern. You might want to add a clarifying note either directly or on your template or on a separate piece of paper. The map is a way to get an overall picture of your life and to pinpoint it images. What is and isn't working. Now, as you prepare to step into your future, I suggest you pour yourself an 8-ounce glass of water and drink it slowly and consciously. Drinking water rejuvenates your energy after about 30 seconds. And then take a deep breath, do a short meditation, or run around your house or yard a few times as fast as possible. Or put on the most inspirational song you know and sing along with it at the top of your lungs. Do something different that signals your brain that you are about to shift from left side of the brain, the part that helps you to keep you safe, to the right side of the brain, the part that knows anything and everything is possible. Hmm. I'll stop here. Do you want to go next, Wendy?
Creating your desired new reality. Once you have done something to shift out of your typical everyday routine, look at your snapshot template again. Exercise. Creating your desired new reality. This time, put your focus on the blank right side of your template, the desired new reality. Now, close your eyes and begin to dream. Ask yourself, in the best case scenario, if all goes well and everything works out just perfectly, what will my life look and feel like 1 year from today? What new qualities and characteristics will I be experiencing? Now let your mind wander into that fantastic new reality. It might start off slowly as you tune out the sounds in your immediate environment. As soon as you get some ideas about what you want to be experiencing 1 year from today, even if they are vague at first, write them down on the right side of your map as quickly as you can. Remember the exploring your options exercise where you ask what you should be doing next? Here's where you add some of those insights as well. Try to capture the insights and ideas that come to you within the first few seconds, before they are overridden by other thoughts that may limit or censor your dreaming. As you did when you filled in the current reality side of the map, write words and draw pictures of what you see or imagine in your mind's eye. Remember, you are picturing the best case scenario. You don't have to have any ideas or plans about how to make these images within reality. Remain in this positive frame of mind as long as you can, allowing all the ideas or images to emerge into your consciousness. Take as long as you need to expand upon and capture all aspects of your dream. Do you want more abundance? Draw a stack of $100 bills. Do you desire more love? Draw a picture of a heart or a house with a family standing by it. Are you longing for more freedom? Sketch an open door. Remember to continue to relax about how your drawings look. If your inner critical voice inside needs reassurance, remind yourself that drawing activates both sides of the brain and paves the way for new ideas to enter. The images you capture on your map should be very personal and relevant. For some people, the specific images of their desired new reality are very concrete. I remember someone in one of my workshops who wanted a BMW 3 Series car, and not long afterward ended up owning one. However, sometimes the changes we want to see are more complex. I once attended a workshop led by Mary Carroll Moore, author of How to Master Changing Your Life. She suggested focusing on only the qualities and characteristics you wanted to have in the future. She reassured us that life would take care of how you acquire those qualities. In my own experience, I have seen desired new realities manifest in both ways. I put an image on a dream board and seen the exact image show up in my life. And I've also asked for qualities I wanted to possess, and life has brought the necessary experiences to transform me from a lump of coal into something more polished. What qualities do you want to have by this time next year? Creativity, freedom, abundance, fun. In addition to words and images, add auditory signals to your desired new reality. This is especially important if you are not a person who thinks in pictures. When some people imagine things, they may get more of a feeling in their body. Kinesthetic, or hear an imaginary conversation, auditory, describing that future. Ask yourself, what will people be saying to me a year from today? You might draw a few cartoon bubbles and describe what your friends, co-workers, or even the press will be saying to you or about you. What will you be saying to yourself? How might you feel inside? Capture your own words of acknowledgement or gratitude for what you will have accomplished at that future date. When you have put as many of the things you desire as you can think of on the right side of your map, step back and look at what you have imagined. Add color to your pictures or pictures to your words. If you have written anything that includes the word no, change what you have written into a positive statement describing what you do want to see. For example, if you wrote no stress, you might substitute work-life balance. The mind cannot distinguish no, so it will focus on whatever you've written or drawn on that right side of the map. A good example of this is when you say to a child, now don't go near the pool. What will they remember? There's a pool. They have a pool. The mind only remembers the image, not the don't. Once you've looked over the map to be sure you have captured positive statements and images, then continue to simply absorb your desired new reality. Expand your fantasy a little further and imagine yourself having all the aspects of that reality. Imagine waking up into that world. Feel it as fully as possible. Close your eyes and imagine all the big and little details. By allowing yourself to fully feel this experience as if you are on the inside of it looking out, you are imprinting your long-term memory with these images. Your drawings are a simple reminder of what you want, but the feeling, the attention, and love, what you hear, and how it makes you feel, that's what creates the magnetic pull that brings those things to you. Psych K, a powerful method for changing your beliefs as a way of changing your life, encourages adding all three components to your vision of the future: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. This combination helps the subconscious lock the desired future outcome into memory. In fact, the more time and energy you spend locking in a multidimensional experience of what you desire, as it is happening right now, the stronger the signal you send out to magnetize this new reality. The simple technique has the power to overcome obstacles in your subconscious. In the process of creating your snapshot of the big picture, you are making a personal map that you will want to return to again and again to remind your conscious and subconscious mind of where and who you are now. Once you have created this image, you have initiated the process of change. It is as simple as that. Here's how one of my workshop participants explained her mapping process. The process helped pull various elements I was already aware of into a complete picture. In the end, it was so helpful to see the relationships among them all. Creating a literal picture helped me to better understand how all the elements were connected. As a result, I felt more astute and confident in taking risks. Linda Knudsen McGosland. Okay, I'll stop here.
Okay, I'll read the next section. 3 bold steps. 3 bold steps to get results. Great job. The map in front of you now gives you a clear picture of where you are, your current reality, and where you desire to be 1 year from today. Your desire, new reality. Your next task is one that the left side of your brain can really sink its teeth into, crossing the bridges of the bold steps and doing something. The process I'm recommending requires you to come up with not 1 but 3 bold steps, which can be daunting. We all make minor changes every day, but when you really want to make a solid, positive shift in a new direction, you have to take a big, bold steps, not just make little tactical adjustments. Bold is much more than just rearranging your file cabinets. A bold step is usually so big that you may need to take a bunch of smaller steps to achieve it. This is the point where some people freeze up. They can't think of a way to get from the left side where they are now to the right side, what they desire. Why does this happen? Because if you have been completely honest, you're beginning to realize that many of the things you desire on the right side will require you to step out of your comfort zone. This idea is terrifying for the left side of your brain because it prefers to do the same things over and over. To make matters worse, it is at this point that the voice of your inner critic, who has been patiently waiting in the wings for an opportunity to drum some sense into you, begins to weigh in. You know that voice. It's the one who says things like, you don't know how to get from here to there. If you did, you would already have done it. Aha, just wait until you show this to blah, blah, blah. Are they even gonna laugh at you? Or it takes more than a pretty map to solve your problems. You are in a mess. Say you put something on the right side of your map so that you've never done before and finds it difficult to believe you will know how to get there. In my 20 years of using the process, I have found no matter what you need to change, you really do need to know what to do. Even though you don't know what the exact path to take, it's important to keep reminding yourself of this. When you really want to make a change, you must change the pattern by approaching the process of change in a new way. You must change the pattern by approaching the process in a new way. For example, if you want to lose weight, it is not enough to simply stop eating. You have to change your lifestyle as well as the things you eat. If you dump your lover for the same reason you dumped your last 4, going in search for someone new will not result in someone better because, well, you know how that story ends. Repeating the same strategies produces the same outcome. I'm going to read that again. Repeating the same strategies produces the same outcome. Okay, maybe we need to read this again because next week we're going to be putting on the 3 bold steps. I'm going to put us back on the 3 bold steps. Is that okay? For next week.
I think for me the takeaway is 2 things. Is like one is taking a look, getting a new perspective, or looking at the same thing with a different perspective, or trying to because even I think general problem is, Einstein has once said, like, you cannot solve the problem at the same mental level as you found it. You have to
Right.
go one more step. So I think one of the way is, just to look at the same problem from a different perspective. What basically trying to do something new for the same existing one. So I like that, but it's very hard to achieve. Like, it's uh, one is just to follow something or what was done previous by others, and try to correlate or try to see from your past experience of what I can do to make it different. So that's one of the thing. But I like these bold steps. I'm going to do it, but just that it's the step should not, as they say, the bold step. So it has to be something really uh, bold, rather than just, okay, this is one step to step three. Let me see if I get it or not. So probably next week we'll see how we can um, get to those bold steps. So that's my thing. You want to go next, Julie?
Yeah, thank you, Atu. Thank you, Wendy. The reason why I'm so enamored of this book and I share with everybody, I'm so glad we're reading it, is the three bold steps. So I'm right there with you, Atu. And it's because I think from what I've read and all these visualization and vision process, I think it stops. It's kind of there's still, a wall that prevents the water from flowing over. And I understand a lot of people say if you visualize it, you meditate on it, on some unconscious level, things start to change if you're willing. But I believe action is a very powerful thing. So I really like the three bold steps. So now in my visualization drawings, I almost always do the three bold steps, or at least put in at least one bold step. But it was very interesting when she talked about doing what is unsaid. So I've been looking at, I've been instructed by my fellow mentors, collaborators to look at money. And so I drew this. I mean, you can't see it. It's mostly words. But it was basically the top, there's a little wavy line. The top of it is what you said. But as you can see, the unsaid was a lot. And then I went into the emotions of it, and I'll show you. My process tend to be like 3 or 4 steps. First of all, it's just saying what is, and then I go into the unconscious. And most of my life, I've had a lot of incidents that are scary. So this came up, and you can see it's very, very scary. It's a lot of fear. And so that's what's unsaid for me. And then finally, I do a transformation, and I do a transition step, which is I put a see-through foil over it.
Yeah.
And then I started bringing in the spiritual energies, the chakra energies. So you can't see it very much, but blue is the throat chakra energy, and purple is the wisdom eye, the 6th chakra. And then the pink is the 4th chakra. I'm still in process. So I'm going to bring in the chakra energy or the spiritual energy or whatever, inspirational energy. And then I'll do a new picture of what's possible. So, so what's coming to me is the unsaid has to be seen. And so for her to, if you look at her videotapes, which are great, she has one that's like 10 minutes, and she has one that's like about 15 minutes, TED Talk, they're both TED Talks. She doesn't really talk about the unsaid part, so I'm really glad that we're reading the book, because in In all kind of psychological processes, currently the rage is somatic processes and trauma release. Is you have to a certain degree, re-experience that experience in order to unpack it and transform it to something else. And I think the unsaid part is that. So I think the unsaid, looking at the unsaid is very important to really unpack some of the deeper psyche entanglement, and then the actions really move us forward. That's why I have to say thank you.
Yeah. I think the actions are the most important part because, they say actions speak louder than words. And I've had this annoying habit in the past, it's driven my family crazy, of saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then not doing it. Maybe this, drawing a picture of it, I would help, or trying to get better at that, not just saying I'm going to do it, but just actually doing it.
Well, sometimes it's scary. Sometimes you just don't know how to get started. You know?
Yeah, I get spells like that.
Yeah.
Then I just find I just have to hit it head on, and especially if it's life altering, let's say.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right. I'd like to say one more thing since we have a little bit of time, if I can.
Go ahead.
So she in her book, she says, when you draw the future picture, draw it 1 year from now. Sometimes I find that too close, So I will tell people to do it 3 years from now. And it seems like 5 years is almost too far away. Like people do strategic plans for 5 years from now. And people will say, I know in my heart, when we do those processes, I'm like, who knows what's going to happen 5 years from now? How can you do that? And 1 year seems a little too close. So somewhere in the between, I picked 3. But you may want to play with is it 1, 2, or 3, or 4 for you, 5, I think for sure is a little too far.
Thanks, Julie. I think 3 to 5 would be better.
Yeah. So, thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Julie. I wanted to check with you about the hosting angels. The hosting angels one. Remember you forwarded that email sometime back. Archangels, hosting archangels.
Oh, yeah, we have an idea for musicians, right?
Yeah. So no, you So you mentioned like the Helen Nicole. She sent an email and like for finding some people so that you can do it. Host the archangels together, kind of. So, is it on or is it like I don't know?
You know what? It's an idea. If you or your wife would like to work on it, it's an idea, and we have a person in Nashville who will be willing to explore that, and a person in Britain who will be open, who is part of the project initiative that we want to do that. So if you and your wife want to participate in that, we can set up a Google Hangout call.
But so I read it online. So it's like about for a few days you have to have the candle, take a few, write on a paper like what 3 wishes for Mother, one for yourself.
Oh! She invited you to the archangels. Okay, I misunderstood. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So just wanted to know more about it. Like, is that like it has to be done independently? How is like what's how are you doing it or is it
I did it.
you already did it?
I did it. So like how you have like little pujas
Yes, yes, yes.
to
That's
manifest
what I read
wishes or
about it.
something. It's
Yes.
it's like that. It's
Oh, yes, yes, got it,
so
got it.
it's basically like a little ritual you can
Rituals.
do.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay, got it now. I see.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the three wishes is one for your family, one for the Mother Earth, and one for yourself, right?
Yes.
And that's it.
That's
And
okay, I see.
okay. And
Okay.
then they suggest you burning it, and I did,
Yeah.
but if you don't, that's fine too.
Fine.
Great.
Okay.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, thank
I was thinking of something else.
you. Okay, okay, no worries. Okay. I use okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye, Wendy. Bye, Julie.
Oh, we didn't do a commitment?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I
yeah,
totally.
yeah. All
Uh,
right.
yeah, for me, I think one of the most pending commitment is going to the gym. That's been last week. It did not happen, so I have to make sure I go to gym. Although I played cricket last Saturday, and after that, the fever.
That counts.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this it's raining. The weather is not good, so we're going to skip the cricket this weekend. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to go for gym and cover it for not playing cricket. So that's one of the plans. Second plan is, Salesforce had this in Plural site licenses, so I'm able to get one of them. So I'll go and explore what are the courses available there, and possibly take over a few courses. I'm going. That's one of the thing I need to check. Looks like there are plenty of courses, so I should find something interesting. That's from my side. Do you want to go next, Mandy?
Well, one is my yoga and my exercise. Two is all my reading and my studying and research. And the third thing is I'm working on another project for my brother-in-law, the typing project. It's not that big a deal, but it's important. So that's it.
Okay, so I'm going to finish the drawing I started that I show you guys. I'm going to have to go on treadmill. I gained back 5 of the 15 pounds I lost,
Oh,
and so I had to look at my diet again. But I'm going to first of all I think I need to have more cardio. So I'm going to go on treadmill daily, 5 days a week. And I'm going to work on my book. And of course, I'm going to be nice to my husband.
this came last July. It's always
Okay,
priorities
next
and
time
things.
you go up.
Okay.
Good point, good point.
Okay. See you all. Yeah.
Thank you.
See you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, everyone.
Oh, thank you, Hatu, for watching your wife's dance, sending the
Oh yeah.
video. It
You like?
was so amazing. It's
Okay.
such an energetic dance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's one of the cultural dance from Maharashtra, like middle of India, the place where we come from. It's called Lavani, the dance style. Just like we have ballet and other stuff. So in
Right.
India, there are a variety of dances. Like South will have some Kuchipudi, some Kathak, some all those types. And this is one of the dances from Maharashtra. It's called Lavani. So it's of that category. Like if you want to take.
Wow. Yeah. Great. So thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.